Over the last year, operating costs for local farmers and ranchers has more than doubled. Prices for corn, hay, feed, supply elements, fuel, and labor all skyrocketing since March of 2021. Kelly Giles of the Giles Angus Ranch says a result, many ranchers are taking livestock to market earlier than normal. He says short term, this is better for consumers because of a surplus of beef, but long term, prices will increase again.
First, we see the dumping of cattle because of the high cost of feed and the drought. So there's a dumping of cattle, which depresses prices, which is good for the consumer because you buy cheaper beef. But as time goes on, that's going to work the other way.
As a result of current conditions, Giles says ranchers are making hard decisions on keeping their most efficient cattle and selling others before they make weight. As our drought continues, some farmers are cutting back on more expensive input costs and even working to bring in other sources of revenue. For Rich Rouser, it's about having a fallback to supplement his income in case crop yields are lower. KMR Local 4's Kaylee Green joins us with that story as our High Plains Ag Month coverage continues.
Rick Rouser, who lives in Sunray, has farmed for many years. Rouser, like many farmers, has purchased land in neighboring counties where there's more water.
Like I say, the input costs have just skyrocketed, and so the main thing is to make a crop in a drought. And so I'm blessed with having irrigation, and so we have decent water here.
This year, he's cutting back on crop size by 10 to 15% to save money, growing corn and cotton.
Cotton is more droughty and will take the heat and less water, and so you balance the two out between the corn and the cotton so that you can produce your crop with what water you have. The fertilizer cost is tripled or quadrupled from last year, and so we just have to be sure we get it all down and get the best bang out of the buck, I guess you'd say.
Rouser says last year his wheat crop didn't produce well, and neither did some of the dryland milo, but it served another purpose. With 150 head of Black Angus cattle, Rouser has a backup plan and another use for his crops.
Now in these droughty years, we're able to use the hay that we have left over. When our grasses are not there, then we have the hay backing up. So we just, use the bad crops to make the cattle perform during these bad times.
And that helps him avoid taking losses.
You get your money out of some part of it, either through cattle or through the sale of grain or through the sale of hay.
Rouser says it's hard work, but worth it. And with higher commodity pricing, he's hopeful.
Seeing your livestock grow and see the crops grow and things like that, and at the end of the year, if you're blessed to have good crops and you make a little money, well, it seems like it's all worth it, and that's why you're out here. But it's a real enjoyable life.
Kaylee Green, KAMR Local 4 News.
Rouser says he will likely farm for another 5 or 10 years because the work matters to him. Read more stories about how ag producers are getting by with higher costs. That's over on our website tonight, myhighplains.com.